Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right. Thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. This is Happy English Podcast, episode 513, 10 Phrasal Verbs for Cooking. Hey, guys, it's Michael here from Happy English, and I'm back with another podcast English lesson. It's getting kind of cool here all of a sudden. I guess summer has decided to pack her bags and go home. Last week, I told you that the Happy English podcast is now available as an Alexa skill for your Amazon Echo and other Amazon smart speakers. Well, it seems a lot of people are starting to listen to this podcast on Alexa. That's awesome. Hey, can you do me a huge favor? How about leaving a rating or a review on Amazon? I would really appreciate it. Well, I have another exciting thing to tell you about. Starting this week, you can also get the Happy English Flash Briefing on your Amazon speaker. Yep, this is a daily 1-point phrasal verb lesson every day. How cool is that? Just go to Amazon.com and search for Happy English to add this flash briefing skill to your Alexa account. Your English will be cooking in no time. And that brings us to today's English lesson. Today, we're going to have a look at 10 phrasal verbs that you can use when you're cooking. By the way, if you have a suggestion or a request for an English lesson, why not leave me a voicemail or send me a message at myhappyenglish.com. Okay, let's get the ball rolling. Boil down. When you boil down something, the amount of liquid is reduced. Here are some examples. When you make tomato sauce with fresh tomatoes, it could take a couple of hours for the tomatoes to boil down. The last time I made oxtail soup, I let it boil down for about 8 hours and then the broth was ready. Kind of the opposite of that is boil over. When something boils over, it boils so much that the liquid spills out of the pan. That can be quite messy on your stove. For example, the soup boiled over because I wasn't paying careful attention to it. Anytime I try to cook oatmeal in the microwave, it boils over. All right, next up we have chop up, cut up, and slice up. First of all, let's take a look at the difference between the verbs chop, cut, and slice. When you chop something, you use force, like when someone chops wood for a fire or when you use a heavy knife or a cleaver to chop up a chicken. When you chop, you use a downward vertical motion. The knife starts in a position that is away from but moving toward the target. On the other hand, when you cut, you use a knife in a back and forth motion. The knife moves across the thing you are cutting. You can cut steak, cut a piece of fish, or cut vegetables. Lastly, slice is similar to cut, but slice is more precise. Slice is more accurate. You generally slice things into similar shapes. You can slice potatoes to make chips or slice carrots to add to a soup. So, how about chop up, cut up, and slice up? Well, we often use up after some verbs to mean do that action completely, like fill up my coffee cup. It means fill it completely. So we have chop up, cut up, and slice up. For example, I chopped up a chicken to make chicken soup. I cut up a lot of vegetables to make this curry. Hey, can you slice those potatoes very thinly? Next, we have fry up. When you fry up something, you cook it completely by frying. I feel that fry up is kind of a casual way of just saying fry. Here are some examples. I fried up a steak for dinner last night. My mom was frying up chicken this afternoon. It smelled so nice. Jenny fried up a couple of eggs with bacon. Next, we have mix in or mix into. Mix in or mix into means to add some ingredients by mixing it. You can mix something into another thing. For example, to make pancakes, put the milk in a bowl and then mix in the flour. After that, mix in a beaten egg. I mixed some vanilla ice cream into my coffee. I like to mix the curry into the rice when I eat it. Next, we have thaw out. When you put something in the freezer, like bacon, it becomes frozen. Well, before you cook it, you need to unfreeze it, and we use thaw out for that situation. For example, it took a couple of hours for the bacon to thaw out. The best way to thaw something out is to leave it in the refrigerator overnight. My mom says never thaw out meat in a microwave. It's not healthy. Warm up means to heat something until it becomes warm. I warmed up some leftover soup for lunch. You can warm up day-old bagels in a toaster oven. I don't like the taste of warmed up pizza. How about you? And finally, we have whip up. When you whip something up, you cook it quickly. For example, when my mom's friends decided at the last minute to stop by, she whipped up a cake. I got home late, so I whipped up a sandwich for dinner. When I surprised my aunt by visiting her, she whipped up some pasta for me. Wow, now I'm getting hungry. Well, that's our English lesson for today. If you want to read the examples in this lesson or get word-for-word transcripts of the Happy English podcast, just visit myhappyenglish.com and check lesson 513. Thanks for studying, and I'll see you next time at Happy English. Catch you later.
This podcast is brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English. Get happy. Happy English.